everybody.
Now we're live.
Oh, now we're live. Hey, everybody, what's happening?
What's going on, world?
Yeah, it's Ike from Flipside Music, and I'm here with Jacob.
Also from Flipside Music?
Yes, because otherwise that could be kind of weird. And what are we doing? Oh,
We're,
Denver Music Gear Podcast. But we're going to go off, like, music gear a little bit, but sort of in music gear. Ike from Flipside Music, and I'm here with... Right? Is that what we're doing? We're kind of...
Yeah, like, we're talking about mental health a little bit.
We're having a bit of a wee chat about mental health. Because I think that's kind of important, and I'm going through a little stuff myself, so it's kind of a thing. We were just kind of just chatting, friend chat about stuff, and we're like, hey, this could be a good thing, because you just brought up the fact that, like...
Emily Harpist was talking about a bout of depression that she was dealing with.
And if you don't know who she is, she's a YouTube personality in the MI musical instrument type arena.
Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
she had a couple losses over the past few years, and then was diagnosed with PTSD, complex PTSD.
Really?
From dealing with her brother dying when she was a child.
Well, that can stuff, it's weird how stuff can kind of hit you differently, and I think that stuff all ties in with, I guess we're bringing this up too because we see a lot of suicides and stuff like that, and it's always good to check on your friends, because you're your friends, and the thing is when your friend's a little out of sorts. Mm-hmm. When somebody's just not, something doesn't seem right, something's kind of off. I think there's a lot of people that will never say a thing. They're never going to open up. They're just not that person. That's not always good. Mm-hmm. But I think it's always good to at least check, because that might at least stir something with somebody that might just say, hey, I am kind of doing a thing, or it might just crack the door open enough for them to realize something's going on within themselves. Mm-hmm. It's kind of but it's a tough thing, because sometimes I don't think you even know. Sometimes you don't even know you're in a funk. And sometimes your friends know you're in a funk, but you don't necessarily know you're in a funk, because you're kind of doing the best you can to, like, keep your head above water.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it's a tough situation, because sometimes it's hard for people to ask for help.
Yeah.
And I've had, friends of friends that have lost, children to that, and it's to depression, and then taking their own lives or whatever, and it's hard on a lot of people. That's why I don't know. It's a good thing to talk to your friends and check in on them, make sure they're all right, make sure that things are cool.
And even just yourself. Are you taking care of yourself?
Yeah, we're kind of like self-care, type stuff.
Are you eating right? Getting enough vitamins, getting enough sun,
maybe a little water. Exercise, maybe pick up a heavy thing and put it down, a heavy thing, and do that a few times. Going for a walk is a huge thing. I know recently for me, just going out for a walk has been a huge, just getting out of the house and going for a long walk has been helpful. For just, I don't know, something about the fresh air, being outside. If it's during the day, get a little sun. At night, that's all good too. But just getting out, take the dog out or something, smell the...
touch some grass, as they say.
Touch some grass, breathe some air, smell some whatever is in the air. In Denver, it could be anything from onions to barbecue to weed. So you never know you never
Or
know
the-
what smell is going to waft
Or the
by.
Purina plant.
Or the Purina plant, or Greeley,
Yes.
or we could smell Greeley on certain days, and
Honestly, I kind of miss the smell of Greeley because it means that snow is usually
it's because
arriving,
nothing.
but there's no snow.
Yeah, so in Denver, anybody that is familiar with the Denver area, if those of you guys that don't live here, one good way to know that a storm's coming is that if it smells like cow shit outside, that we're probably going to get some snow, or we're going to get a heavy rain or something, because the way the wind patterns kind of happen, they blow down from like Wyoming.
It's when a cold front dips in.
And it comes down, and what Greeley has a lot of, Greeley and that area up there have a lot of
Cow farms.
cattle. There's a lot of cattle. So
Yes.
I remember when I was younger, I lost my job at this one restaurant, and I had a friend that used to do low voltage wire, and he's wiring, and he's like, hey, do you want, if you need a job, I can use a hand.
Mm-hmm.
So me and two of my other people that were at the restaurant with me, they were also guys that had experience in like home building and carpentry, and they had skills too. So when I was like, hey, Rick has this gig and he's looking for a few dudes, they jumped on, and I'm still friends with both of those dudes. Like, we're still buddies, and that was 25 years ago.
Nice.
But so the three of us used to go out, and it was funny because I would go up to like Milliken area,
Oh yeah.
and I'd drive up, and I'd step out of the car, and I'm like, what people live here like this? And it was funny because every time I would go up there, it smelled the same way, and I'm like, and I remember talking to one of the guys, and I go, is it always like this? And he goes, you live in Denver, yeah? And I go, yeah. And he goes, yeah. He goes, but you get used to it. And I go, I don't know. I feel like I don't know that's going to be a thing.
Like my eyes are watering all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, so Darrell says, when Ike was younger, dinosaurs were present. Yeah, you live right next to me. So I don't know what you're talking about. You live right down the street. In Dinosaur Alley.
But yeah, let's welcome all the folks in the chat. We got
Darrell's
and
here.
Eric and Dastardly Dave. How y'all doing?
Everybody's, usual suspects are here. Yeah, so we were talking about, like, mental health and kind of keeping yourself mentally on the good side. Does that make sense? I don't even know if that's a thing, but just keeping yourself together.
Well, just taking care of yourself in the best way possible to keep the demons away as best as possible.
Yeah, and I think, and the way it kind of ties into music too, is that sometimes you work really hard on a project and it falls flat, or you practice really hard for a show and then you flub something and you can't get over like the goofy flub that nobody noticed. Because I actually went to a show last weekend and a friend of mine was playing, and we were talking, and I was like, it sounded really, really good, and because one of the people in the band played a guitar that we literally gave him the day before. He picked up the day before, and the band sounded really good. But there was one song where there's like this bend and a break, and she's like, did you hear that? And I go, eh. She's like, you heard it? And I go, well, I heard it because I know the song. I've heard the song 1,000 times. I go, but nobody else noticed it. And because the song, it does a bend and a stop, and then everybody goes, ah! And I'm like, nobody was like,
Boo!
ooh, oh, that bend wasn't there. And I was just, like,
I'm sure no one booed.
Nobody even noticed it. I mean, I noticed it because I know the tune.
Sure.
But I was like, but there was enough of a bend there that it did its job.
Yeah.
And I know that it bothered the person because I'm like, I get it. I've been there where I'm like, fuck, I screwed that note up. And it was like, I needed that note to be right. But it happens.
It happens.
And the thing is, you can't beat yourself up over that. So that's where, like, the mental health side of it is like you have to there's some things I think you just have to accept.
Yeah.
That this is just part of our existence and how things work. And
or like personally, you put 2 years into a band or a project, and then it ends, or they kick you out, or you quit, and it's like a breakup.
sounds very detailed.
I'm not speaking from any experience or anything, but it can be like a breakup, and it can put you down for a while, and maybe you don't feel as worthy, or even just the time spent. You're like, well, that's all lost.
I
now.
could have done something else, but you can't. That's when you get into woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Yep.
And you can't do too much woulda, coulda, shoulda. You can.
What you should think is like, I got the experience of this, that, and the other.
Yeah. And
I
how do I
worked
apply
through
that?
this,
Yeah.
and now I can move on to that.
Yeah. And how do I apply that to like the next project?
Yeah.
Or you know what? I really should have seen that developing
Way before. Yeah.
way before than it did. And but that's where that's
Well, you see
evaluating,
these things.
but you can't dwell on that. You can evaluate, but you can't. If you sit on a thing too long, dwelling on something, yes, that can manifest itself into depression or really going down a slippery slope as far as like with booze or drugs or stuff like that. Now, a lot of people, they drink a few beers, it's casual, they do the weed thing, whatever. But if it becomes a crutch because you're masking some other shit, that usually just becomes a shitty loop.
Oh yeah.
It's like self-oscillating loop, and before you know it, you're like, I'm a mess, and my life has gone from like, hey, this wasn't really that bad, to now I'm down here with a DWI, and I was in jail for 2 days, or in the drunk tank for a day and a half, or
Are
something.
you reading my diary or something?
Oh, sorry, I didn't know that. Yeah, I've been in the drunk tank. I got put in the drunk tank one night many years ago, and the reason I got put in the drunk tank was because I was doing the right thing. Yep. I went to a bar. I had too much to drink, and I was like, I cannot drive home. I'm going to walk home. Now, my walking wasn't as straight as it should have been, clearly. And I got pulled over and sent to the drunk tank. I got pulled over while I was walking and sent to the drunk tank. And that was here in Denver, too. And I'm like talking to the cop who grew up like an hour away from me.
Oh, how weird.
Yeah, in New York. And I was like, dude, come on, bro. Dude. And I was like, listen, man. I go, and we literally had to drive by my house to get me to the drunk tank. And I'm like, I wasn't like blacked out. So it was like, clearly I remember having a conversation.
Yeah.
I was just fairly inebriated because I remember the problem was I was at a bar. I was at Ziggy's. Remember Ziggy's over on 38?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ziggy's. It used to be a long time blues bar.
Yeah.
So I was at
Tennyson?
No, it was on 38th.
But like at 38th and Tennyson?
Close to there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was sitting there, and funny enough, there's a guy from New York at the bar, and he kept buying me shots. Because we were shooting a shit, and he, hey, let's have another shot. Yeah, let's do it. Boom. Anyway, so that goes to then. So I was walking home to try to do the right thing by not driving home. And I was trying to get the cop. I'm like, dude, we're passing my house. Just drop me off, man. Just drop me off.
It's like, you're already in our care. Sorry.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it was stupid. Anyway, I don't know why I got on that. It could have been just the falling into bad patterns, which then become self-oscillating, and you kind of gotta break that stuff if you get there mentally. And there's a lot of different things that can happen to get you in a certain state. Like stuff for me recently. Those of you guys that are on here may or may not know, but my dad passed away recently with less than, it's like 7 weeks ago now. So, and it's just stuff that I'm dealing with. And that's why we were kind of chatting about that and how that shit is heavy, weighs heavy on you, at least for me. Like, I was close to my dad. And so it's like this heavy weight, and it's tough to, no matter how strong you are and you think you're ready for some shit, I don't think you're ready for the passing of a parent. You know, because I thought I was like ready for some stuff, but I'm not. And that's kind of where we got on this subject. If you guys are wondering, like, why we're talking about this stuff, it was just because we started having a conversation. We're like, this is good.
Yeah.
Let's just talk about this. And then he was telling me about the Emily stuff. So it's kind of like, yeah, let's talk about that. And because.
And maybe by having this conversation, it'll get people to like maybe reach out to their friends, look in the mirror, change a few things possibly. Because it is hard. I struggled with drinking for a long time.
Yeah, because you don't even drink anymore, do you?
I don't. I had to kick it because I ended up in jail twice and detox on the morning of my friend's wedding.
Oh, jeez.
In Seattle.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, and that was rock bottom. That was it. Like
that was the thing when you were like, okay, I
have
with
to.
All this.
Yeah, because there was already stuff leading up to it, but then like that happened of like, I'm gonna miss this opportunity that I flew to Seattle for, just because of booze.
Yeah, just because. Well, then you start digging into other shit and go, okay, what's the catalyst?
Yeah.
What is really driving this stuff? And I think people need to. I think people need to be honest with themselves. Sometimes you really have to like, and look at yourself from a different perspective and go, what are you doing, man? Like,
Oh yeah.
You know, and when you feel like, because I'm fully convinced that most people realize that they're heading in a not great direction or an unhealthy direction, is what I'm saying. And I guess we're saying, what I'm talking about.
You don't until you do.
I think at some
like
point
personally.
you start to recognize it, but I think people recognize it sooner than they take action on it.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
Definitely.
That's different, is that I think you kind of recognize it, and you have to. Some people, it's hard for them to then take back their own control, but that's where your friends like asking about it or opening up to a friend or even talking, because we as dudes, there's all this stigma about machismo and be like tough and blah blah blah, and just shove your feelings down and all that. We're Gen X, we're old. Darrell knows what I'm talking about.
I'm a millennial.
Yeah, you're a millennial. You're a little different. I'm a Gen Xer. Darrell's Gen X, and we didn't get to have like feelings.
Yeah.
So like as you get older, sometimes when you have feelings, you're like, "What is this? What is this? Ugh. Nah.
Get away from me."
Yeah, I'll just go back to drinking some booze, because that's what used to get rid of it before. Mm-hmm. It's like different generations have different ways. Because if you look back and watch old movies, those motherfuckers are drinking
constantly
all the time and smoking and all that stuff.
What were they running from?
Well,
the horrors of war, probably.
The horrors of war, but also like whatever economy stuff was happening. I mean, it depends on what era of movie you're watching. Some of it could have been the Great Depression.
Yeah.
But there's all stuff, because we do have, feelings. Whoa. Feelings. Yeah. But, yeah, like when I was a kid, kids weren't definitely not allowed to have a say.
Rub some dirt in it.
Yeah. Pour some butter on that shit.
And move on.
Drink some tussin.
Yep.
Get your tussin. You know what I mean? Put some dirt on it. Shake it off. Walk it off.
Yep.
Whatever. I mean, some of that was valid.
Sure.
Because there are some soft people, and it's like you could have got past this softness by your dad just being like, dude, stop crying.
Yeah. Because
my dad's famous line, and a lot of dad's famous lines were, shut up before I give you something to cry about.
I heard that one a few times.
Yeah, that was a famous one. That's a generational famous one for us. Before I give you something to cry about, because most of us were like scared of our dads, because we knew that there was something to cry about. Mm-hmm. But that was back in the day before Child Protective Services.
Yeah.
And all sorts of goofy shit. I mean, they let us out run the streets.
Oh yeah.
During the day in the summertime. I think back about that now, and I'm like, we should just leave the house at like 8:45 and not show the hell back up. As long as a neighbor lady saw us, or something. Like we had Mrs. Magnera in my neighborhood, so knew everything that was going on in the neighborhood. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she was like, if you needed a switchboard operator,
she was there.
She was the one. So yeah. Anyway, I mean that's way so different generations kind of handle things differently. But I think where we are now in society, I think it's more approachable to.
It's way more accepted.
It's more accepted to understand that people have things that, like a PTSD type situation. 'Cause that's not only because of like war stuff; it's trauma stuff.
Yeah.
And there's things that here's a funny PTSD story. I walk into the Safeway. And I make a left, and I make a quick right to go to like the produce section, and there are two nuns walking, and I'm like, I was like, I stopped dead, and I was like, it was the weirdest thing because I went to Catholic school, so like it was this wave of like, there are two nuns in the store, and it was the weirdest thing for me because I literally stopped and they were walking away from me, and I'm like. I gotta go. I'm going over here because it was just a weird that's not like a super triggery thing. It was just it was a funny PTSD thing from like I haven't seen a nun in full regalia, and I was like oh boy my knuckles are starting to sweat already.
You would think you would see them more because aren't you up by Regis Jesuit? College?
Yeah, but that's Jesuit stuff, so I don't know.
So that's not Catholic.
Well, what's funny too is I was over here at the Shamrock outlet one day, and there's a dude with the full frock, and I walk by him. I'm like, "How you doing, brother?" And he goes, "You must be from the East Coast." And I go, "I am." And he goes, "Because nobody knows who we are." And I went to a Catholic. Catholic high school, and you cats were my teachers, and then he was a big dude, but in the brown with the thing, the habit. Mm-hmm. It was pretty funny, but yeah, he was like, "Yeah, you're the only one that knows." What's up?
We're live now.
We're just chatting. Why? What do you got? What's that?
Nothing. I didn't know if you're still going.
Yeah, we did the getting in gear first, and now
you're just doing your chit chat.
Now we're doing the podcasty thing. We're talking about mental health. What do you do for your mental health, Eric?
Meditate.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Meditation is a wonderful form of...
It's very good. Meditation, yoga, exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were talking about the exercise bit.
Yeah.
But meditation, that's...
It's hard.
Somebody was telling me about it. For my brain, meditation is very difficult to quiet my brain down.
Yeah. It's definitely, they call it a practice, and that's exactly what it is. It's a practice.
Mm-hmm.
I need to practice.
We all need to practice.
All need to practice.
Yeah.
It's funny because I'll sit down and try to practice like guitar stuff, and and then I drift off to something else. I'm like, why am I trying to learn this fucking tune? Like I was supposed to just learn this riff because it's part of a little course. I'm like, that was all I'm trying to do is just learn this little rhythm bit. And how am I over here trying to learn Rock Candy from Sammy Hagar? Like, what happened? This shit happens to me all the time.
Focus on that a little bit.
I don't know, man. I got the ADHDs.
I mean, that's why it's there.
I know. I'm gonna try it.
You can make excuses.
Oh, see what happens? All right, go back to your hole.
I get a hole?
You got a hole.
You're taking my hole.
Hey, hole.
Eric's a good guru.
Huh? He's a guru. What kind of guru are you? Oh yeah, you could say it on. It's fine. He made this motion, which I don't really understand what that is.
I think it's blowing up balloons.
Oh, I thought he was like saying hello to people. Hey, how's it going, man?
There was a comedian who used to do a bit where he would do these things, and he was like, "I'm just blowing up balloons,"
yeah.
And everything would always be just very fine, tame, to whatever
he was referring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So who else? Oh, Janice is here too. So.
And Rhodey.
Hello. Hey, Rhodey, what's happening? What is that? Angry Penguin alert. Danger, Will Rock. Yeah. Danger.
You know, something that helped a lot was therapy. I went to therapy for a little while. It was very helpful to work through the things that I was running from,
Yeah.
trying to mask with the using. And
Yeah, and that's a lot of times what what happens. You know, and I think that's what I was kind of saying. Like, it becomes this cycle of, like, you do a thing, then you feel like shit, but the reason why you feel like shit after is because you did, like, drink it. If you take that for example, it's like you drank and then you're hungover and then you feel like shit and your brain's all half shit because there's chemical imbalance, and then you just do it. It ends up in a
Yep.
cycle. And being somebody that was in the restaurant business for a lot of years, I saw it happen with a lot of people.
oh yeah,
And that's why I think I can recognize it. Like, when I'm in a bad rut, I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you know what? I need to not do this because it's bad. But yeah. So Darrell said, I still remember when Big Tony made you take the upgrades to my Jeep. Yeah. So I bought a Jeep a few years ago, and because my cousin owns a Jeep dealership in New York, so I wanted a basic Jeep, some basic shit in it. You know, my Jeep's got roll up windows, which my nephews give me. They're like, "You're so basic," and I go, "Listen."
man, I kind of
And-
miss roll up windows.
Well, the thing is, so I always tell my nephews, I go, yeah, while your two bloated bodies are stuck in the car in the bottom of Chatfield Reservoir, I go, I will roll my windows down and float to the surface. I go, so don't worry, because, you know, your electric car windows, you short it out, you're done. You're going to be fat, bloated in a car at the bottom of the reservoir. And they're like, yeah, okay, well, the most random thing. And I go, I like my roll down windows. I don't have to worry. It's one less thing to break. Now, a
Yeah.
mechanical thing breaking is easier than some electrical issue that you can't nail down. But anyway, my Jeep, I ordered it from my cousin, and my dad basically ordered a lift kit and a winch on the front of it. And I'm like, I didn't order that. I mean, I'm happy I got it now, but it was like I didn't really. That wasn't what I, you know. But yeah, so. But yeah, like I said, I mean, dealing with a lot of emotional stuff for me. Like I said, losing my dad recently has been difficult, and trying to like work through that. And there's days where it's just like super, super heavy, and then trying to come into work and like make sure the store's doing the thing, and then doing things we need to do in the future, putting a gear expo together in June, and it's been like just some heavy shit to get through, and it's been difficult. And at first, yeah, I was like, this whiskey is delicious, and then I'm like, this is not helping. You know, I'm like, eventually it just became like after the first, it was probably a good 2-week stretch, and I'm like, number one, my liver hates me.
It starts to hurt.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm too old for this shit. And I'm like, this is not accomplishing the mission at hand, which is to just handle and figure out what this is. So it's been a challenge for me, but you know, that's where, like I was saying, when people say, you know, you got to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is, you know, don't eat, you know, triple cheeseburgers every day. Don't booze it all up every day. Get some sleep, you know, exercise. Like, that is the thing that is the better way to, then you're better equipped to mentally process whatever's happening, because
Well, at least the
and
basics
other people
are
have other ways to do it too.
taken
Some people,
care of.
yeah, and other people, they meditate or they have religion or something like that that helps them kind of get through tough times too. But I guess we're just talking about, you know, making sure that you're aware that, you know, that's a lot of good advice I've gotten from other people is just like, you know, everything takes time, and time is the asset that we, especially in a world now where everything's instant, that we have to understand that like, you're not going to get over, you know, I'm not going to get over the passing of my father by Friday afternoon. It's just not going to be a thing. And so the time is the biggest thing, I think, is where it's like, you got to just don't kill yourself while you're trying to get everything else squared away. And that, like I said, goes together with like a band, you know, something falls apart, a relationship, all that stuff is all part of life, and we have to just kind of make our way through and go, well, that sucked. some stuff it's going to hurt worse than others, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, open up to your friends, talk to them. You got one friend, I'm sure,
Yeah,
you know, that will listen to you and that cares,
totally.
you know. So I don't know.
But yeah, the like, are you taking care of yourself? I guess is just the like, and I guess it you know, an analogy would be like guitar maintenance. So like you got to feed yourself every day. You got to take care of yourself every day. It's kind of like the oiling of the fretboard and the
Changing strings, and checking your intonation.
Mm-hmm. And it's all the basic stuff that, as long as those things are taken care of, then the real hurdles are maybe easier to navigate. Because if you're
Yeah.
hungry and you're like hangry, and then something happens,
Hungover and hangry.
and dealing with past traumas, or now it's just a compounding ball of problems. Whereas like, breathe for a second.
Yeah, and it's hard
Drink
to
some
unravel
water.
that. It's hard to unravel that when you're not at your 100, when you're not mentally like 100%,
Mm-hmm.
due to maybe not taking care of yourself.
Mhm.
Whereas when you are feeling, it doesn't mean that shit goes away. It just means you feel like you are stronger mentally
Mhm.
to deal with those
Your
your feelings or whatever, you know, whatever the stuff that's happening.
Mhm.
You know, if
you're present to deal with it, as opposed to like in survival mode of like, well, I just need food. What triple cheeseburger.
yeah, hung over and curled up on a ball on your sofa
Oh,
is
man.
a difficult way to navigate things. You know, that's for sure.
Yeah, laying on your bathroom floor, begging for death. It's not a great place to start the day from.
No, I've picked up more than one friend in the past that has passed out in the bathroom. You know, and you're like, what? How did this happen? You know, like what? How does this? What? Or you're where?
Oh man.
I remember once. Why are you in Manhattan? Like, how the fuck did you get to Manhattan? We were in Merrick, Long Island last night when you left. I had a buddy of mine that he called me and I'm like, how the hell are you in the city? Like, what are you doing? We were at the bar. Like, you magically left and then you woke up in the city?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I was like,
Or the opposite. I was downtown Denver and I'm in Aurora somehow. Wake up in Aurora. You're like, how?
did this even happen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got some questionable adventures from my past, that's for sure.
And I'm looking
I'm
on
like,
Google
this is
Maps
bad.
and like, where am I?
Yeah, I remember my buddy Steve. He's like, I was in this apartment. Nobody's there. He's like,
I've been there.
yeah, and he goes, I left. He goes, I had no idea where I was. He goes, I walk out the front door, and he goes, I'm in the city, and he goes, I got no idea. He's like, I had to walk a block to find where
Figure out.
where he was
Yep.
to get home.
Yep.
And he goes, I had no idea how I even got there. I don't even know whose house that was. And I go, yeah, that's bad.
Yeah. The amount of homes I've woken up in that weren't mine and didn't know the person at all, I can't even count.
Yeah, and that's what there's some of those are interesting stories and fun tales
Yeah.
stories to spin, but at the end of the day, so a lot of that stuff was, I know for me back in the day, that wasn't self-care. That was covering up and numbing some shit.
It was chaotic, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why, like I said, we're just kind of talking about this stuff to check your friends. Just make sure if you see anybody that's you should check on, you should.
Yeah, and if there's someone at your jam consistently and then they don't show up, maybe reach out. If there's someone at your open mic who was there a lot and then just isn't, maybe reach out.
Yeah, because sometimes when people break a pattern that's consistent in a long time consistency, you need to check on them.
Mm-hmm. And we're all in this game together.
Yeah.
No, as much as it might seem like you versus the world,
It's really not.
we're all here together.
Yeah.
And we got to make the best of that while we're here.
Yep. I mean, I have to say and thank, the dudes at the shop here that as I've been kind of going through this stuff, they've been very gracious with time that I've needed. I can work from home. Sometimes that's the thing. It's like I just can't do the shuck and jive. I just can't do the person. I'm just not having the day for it. And so, I got to definitely thank the guys here at the shop for covering, where I needed it, and the continued support from them, and even continued support from. We've had customers reach out to me. I've had other people, like other musicians that I know, that have kind of called to check, go, hey man, you need anything? You need any food? I had a friend that I've only talked to her. I've met her twice, 2 or 3 times, maybe 3 times, and she brought me food here at the shop. And I was like, now where I grew up, that's a normal thing. Like people just we didn't have to eat. We didn't have to buy any food when I was in New York during the wake and the internment and all that stuff. There was stacks of food because people are just bringing food to us. And we're Italian, so it's like, hey, your father passed away. Here's 6 lasagnas.
Yep.
Here's 42 pounds of sausage. Here's all this stuff. We need supersato. What do you need? You want some sharp provolone? It was.
Yeah, every time we talked to you, there was a new batch of food that
Dude,
had shown
I think
up.
I sent you guys pictures of some of the stuff. I'm like, I gotta stop because it was literally food. Oh, are you done eating? Here's some more food.
We
What?
eat your
Yeah.
feelings,
Well, yeah, I ate about 10 pounds of feelings. So, as you guys can see, I'm working on getting rid of some of it. I got about half of it gone. But I gotta thank the guys here for helping me through this stuff, and it's ongoing because I'm definitely not. I haven't squared things away, but that's gonna take. It's gonna take time. It's just I'm glad that you guys are helping me out. But like I said, even other people, like my friend Dan, has called me 3-4 times. Hey man, you need anything? You want to come over? You want to play some music? What do you need? You all right? I'm like, yeah. So it's good, even that, just to check and go, hey, do you need anything? You want me to make you something to eat? Mm-hmm. Because that helps sometimes. Yes, I do. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I do not want to eat, or I don't. People don't want to eat or don't want to even make something, and you're like, fuck it, I'll just have some beer for dinner. which I've done a number of times, and I'm like, this is not that. Going back to the thing, it's not the answer, So,
And on the flip side of that, if you're feeling something, don't hesitate to reach out to your friends. You may seem like a burden. They will not feel it as a burden.
If they're your friend,
they're happy to help.
I had this literally yesterday. I'm overwhelmed with some stuff, getting back to the shop now and working on trying to put our big orders together with Fender and Yamaha and Reverend and working some bigger deals. It's hard to be in that headspace when you have this fog of shit that you're trying to work through. And I've had that, the Gear Expo. My dog has cancer, so I'm dealing with Dave, trying to get him doing the best I can for him. So it's a lot of shit happening.
Yeah.
And none of this is I'm not throwing this out there to you guys for any type of anything. It's just this is kind of what we're talking about. Sometimes shit compounds. Mm-hmm. One thing stacks on top of another thing on top of another thing, and you're like, what the fuck? Me and my family are like, can we do a do-over for 2026? Because so far, this sucks.
Yeah.
And then my nephew's dog is having surgery today because she's got a thing. Mm-hmm. So it's just one of those deals. And I don't know where I was going with all that stuff. But, some of the times this stuff compounds and you got to
reach out and ask.
And reach out and ask. So yesterday I was just kind of having a bit of a fucking panic attack sort of thing. And I'm like, just everything was overwhelming, and I'm trying to work through it. And I had to call a buddy of mine, and I'm like, dude, listen, man, I'm like overwhelmed, and I need a hand. Can you help me with this? And he goes, what do you need, man? And I go, like, I don't know. This thing is a thing, and I don't really know how to do this thing, but I could do it. And I got this other thing, and he's like, I'll take care of that. He goes, all three of those things are things that I've done multiple times, no problem. And I go, can we just get together tomorrow to go over this? And he's like, yeah, come in. So we had a meeting in the morning, which was this morning, went through a bunch of stuff. So I appreciate him helping me because I think he knew, we talked a bit too because he lost his dad a number of years ago. Mm-hmm. And sometimes those stories help, like going, oh, this feeling I'm having is not like crazy. This is a normal thing. Mm-hmm. So we chatted for a half hour about that, and then into the thing we needed to work on, and it was a huge help. Like I could feel like when I left, his place, it was much lighter. The burden felt much lighter because I'm like, all right, cool. But the fact that he's like, yeah, whatever you need, man, come on over. I get it. Mm-hmm. Like I know what you're feeling. Get over here, and we'll get this done. Yeah. So sometimes you got to talk to your friends because the ones that will actually just go, all right, man, whatever, come over. Just
yeah,
just
come
to
over. Like help clear your head of the thing. Like we'll talk about this other thing that's
come over. We'll play some music or whatever the hell. Yeah, something it's like, or just come over and play Call of Duty. Yeah, and sometimes that's all you need is just that little bit of reprieve from being in your own headspace to help you. So
I learned recently that if you do suffer some trauma, that playing Tetris, like afterwards, can help alleviate some of the PTSD that would have
real Tetris
developed. Yeah, they've done studies.
Oh shit! Who knew?
I mean, these scientists, I guess.
I got a scientist. I know it's not your job, but
clean up this shit.
Can you clean up this shit? It's a reference. There'll be a few people that'll get it. But yeah, so we got a few things in here. Yeah, Rhodey said take care of yourself first. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I've kind of gotten onto that train of like, okay, I can't eat like shit. Mm-hmm. Can't overdrink, I've been doing exercises every morning, and I'm like, I do feel clearer and better. So the take care of yourself part is literally don't go out and buy a pack of cigarettes if you haven't smoked in 10 years. Don't go out and buy a bottle of whiskey and crush it in 2 days, or whatever else vice you may have, because that shit manifests in so many different forms. Yeah, like maybe just do the things just do the stuff that your mom wouldn't be upset that you did, I guess. Mm-hmm. Unless your mom's a crackhead, because then that throws that whole plan out the window. But you know what I'm saying,
And yeah, Janice, it can be tough. No one usually checks up on me either. I don't know. It's a rough world out there.
It is. I try to check up on them. Now that I know that I got to check up on them.
Yeah, and now that we know, we'll check up on you, Janice.
Yeah, if you guys are good, if you guys aren't good, you can reach out to us. Yeah. We're here for that too. Yeah.
We're here for a community, As much as we love pedals and guitars and amps, that's kind of the back end of it.
That's the shit that we all share.
The commonality.
The commonality is that we all share that stuff, but like, I've done cool stuff for customers and people that are doing cool things with charities and stuff like that. I don't talk a lot about it, but I try to do what I can where I can. I get that from my dad too. So, and I'm looking. We might start a charity here soon. Yeah. So I'll let you guys know once I get that going.
But I wouldn't have this job if I didn't go out into the community, even virtually, like joining the chats and just being part of the thing. I offered to help y'all move. Yeah, it just moved in here. It snowballed. It became a thing.
Yeah, and I think for us, like I feel like that, we're a store, we're a business. Yes, I'm the boss, but this is more of a family setup. You know, like, I am not like, oh, dude, you missed 2 hours last week. So, you know, I'm docking your pay, or you're not going to get another shift because it just doesn't work like that. Sam had a thing last week with his car. He needed a day off. Take the day. I didn't cut his pay because he needed a day off. The guy works his ass off. You know, so we help him. And it's like, that's how we are with all of them. When, you know, Gordo that works here, his wife passed away a couple years ago. And it was like, we're here for you, and we'll take care of you. You know, we'll come back whenever you're ready, whenever you feel it's good. So we try to run this, like, we are a business, yes, but we are also a family around here too, you know, and try to take care of each other. So, you know, I would definitely lean on these guys if I needed some, you know, some more ear time, if you will.
And we're here. We're here for you.
Yeah, so Janice, if you need, you call me. I'll talk to you. I got no problem. These guys know I'll talk your ear off. You'll be like, I think I got to get off the phone right now because he won't shut up.
And I do love what Rhodey said, that got to take care of yourself, because that's like the RuPaul thing, right? If you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love someone else?
Yeah, there's a big truth there. So Eric said he lost his dad when he was 20. That's tough. And he's 58, and I still think I have friends that lost their father early, when they were younger and stuff, and yeah, it's definitely not a thing I was prepared for. Yeah, and it's a tough road. So now I have a different experience in my, you know, in my head, when knowing that what other people are going through with that stuff, you know. So yeah, it's a tough thing, you know. Just it's going to be, we got to do the best we can. Yeah. Like my uncle said, you know, this is, a lot of things are, you know, it's part of life, but you know, life is for the living. So you have to get back into that, because that's what whoever that person is would want you to do. They wouldn't want you to just fucking wreck yourself. You know, I know my dad wouldn't. He would kick my ass. You know, that's just how he was. My dad was an ex-Marine, tough as nails. He was not, you know, he was a put some dirt on it kind of guy. But, you know, he also did have, he had a very good sense about when to be tough as shit and when to go. His sensitivity was just very, what's the word I'm looking for? His sensitivity wasn't that sensitive, you know, and I think that's part of us as Italians too, because we have a tendency to kind of be like cut and dry, like, yeah, that sucks. You got to handle it though, but it sucks. You know, one of those deals, like very matter of fact, but also you know that was like, you know, they meant it and they were trying. It was the best. It was like dad shit, but guy shit. Like, you know, rub some dirt on it. But are you all right? You're all right? You sure you're all right? Yeah, I'm all right. Rub some dirt on it and shut the fuck up and go.
Are you actually hurt? No?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Then shut the F up and go back to doing what you were doing or whatever. So, yeah, Rhodey looks like he lost some family members too. And it's tough.
And Murray, sorry to hear that.
What's that? I didn't see that one. Oh.
As mom took her own life.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that, for sure. And the thing is like, yeah, it's tough. I have a friend of mine that I grew up with in my old neighborhood in New York, and two of her boys, both of them, yeah, and they were both good kids. Like, I knew them since they were kids. Good shit, good kids, and it's a tough thing, and that's why, I don't know, with all of this, that's why we wanted to just chat about it. Not trying to be sad, you know, not trying to be downer about anything, but like, we want everybody to be here as long as you can.
And if you're going through some stuff, chances are you're not alone.
Yeah, and everybody is actually going through something. It's all at a different degree or level, but when things do get difficult, just reach out to your friends. Talk to somebody. I mean, shit, you can call us here. I swear. If you're going through bullshit, you're going through some shit that's hard, if you want to talk to somebody, sometimes it's sometimes it's easier to talk to somebody that you don't know very well.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's people talk to counselors and stuff like that. So, I mean, honestly, I mean this. If you guys are ever in a spot and you want to chat, you call me.
Come into the shop. We're
You
here
come
for
into
you.
the shop, we'll shoot the shit. I'll find time. We'll go get a cup of coffee.
We can plug in some guitars and jam.
Yeah. Or even if you just want to shoot the breeze on the phone, you know, like I'm serious. I am not making that shit up. And anybody that knows me knows that I don't offer unless I mean it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny because people are like, oh, well, I thought you were just, I tell people all the time, like, I wouldn't offer it if I wasn't going to do it. Mm-hmm. So if I offer something, it means it's on the table. It's just how I am.
And we do. We love you. We love you all.
Yeah.
Out
We
there.
love you too, Janice. So, well, I think we're about that time now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to kind of wrap it all up.
This wasn't an easy chat for us.
No, it's not. And to be honest, like I said, I'm 100% transparent as I've been struggling with this shit since my dad passed, and it ain't easy. And I know that, you know, and I feel like I'm a pretty strong dude, but, you know, stuff's not easy. And I want to make sure that if there's other people out there that are having a rough time, like, you need support. And you don't have to go alone.
You're
don't
not
have to
alone.
go alone. And that's for whatever.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a parent passing away. It could be, like we were talking about, broken relationships.
Bands
Your
and-
band went to shit. Yeah, your car got stolen, or, you know, there's some heavier degrees of stuff. Mm-hmm. But, you know, just don't let any of the hard days win, and just keep moving forward, and call your friends too. Check on everybody, you know. So, I don't know. I think that's it.
Yeah. And, you know, if we're out and about, come say what's up. We'll see you at a show sometime. And
Yeah.
if you made it this far, please like, subscribe, share with your friends.
Yeah.
Do all the things. We got the Denver Music Gear Expo coming up in June. That's
It's
something
starting to come together.
That's something fun to look forward to.
Yeah.
Put that on your calendar, June 13th. And this has been the Denver Music Gear Podcast. I've been Jacob,
I'm still like,
and we'll catch you on the flip
side.
side.
Adios.